Hi, welcome to my channel Handmade in Marbella. My name's Jeanette. This is episode 3 of my Granny Square series. In this video I'm going to show you how to make an off-centre or a mitered granny square. If you want to know how to make an ordinary granny square, then you need to go to episode 2 first. So I will be using an Aran weight yarn and a 5mm hook. The yarn I'm using is listed in the description below and the colours, and there's also an affiliate link if you want to purchase the same yarn. You don't pay any extra, but I will earn a few cents if you purchase through the affiliate link. So we start off the same as a normal granny square. We have the centre here and we do 2 rounds of the normal granny square, and then after that we're only working on 2 sides to build it up in this direction so that the centre is always over to one side, and then we finish off with a border. So we start off with a slip stitch on the hook and then 4 chains, and we join the chains, keeping hold of the center so we know where we're going to be working, and we start off with 1 double crochet and chain. I'm using UK terms, but I'll put the US terms at the top of the screen as well. So the 1 double and the chain counts as the first treble. Then we do another treble and a second treble, so it actually counts as 3 trebles at the beginning, 2 chains, 3 more trebles, all in the same space. Two chains, three trebles, 2 more chains, and then finally in the same space 3 more trebles. So when you get all the way around, now we need to join, and we're going to join into the top of the first full treble. So we did the double and the chain, but this stitch here in the top of the full treble is where we're going to go. So we're going to do a half treble into that space. And that means that you're actually right in the very corner ready for the second round. So we're going to turn our work, and then in this space here, make sure your yarn is at the front if you turned in the right direction. Then we do a double and a chain, and then 2 trebles into that first space. So that's the part of the first corner. Then we go to the next corner space, and in there we do 3 trebles. So 1, 2, 3 trebles, 2 chains, and in the same space 3 more trebles to make the next corner. And we go to the next corner, again 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. Two chains, 3 trebles. And we still have another corner here, so again 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles in that space. And now we're back to the first corner we started, where we've done part of the corner, so we need to finish this corner. So in this space 3 trebles, and then we join in the same way as we did on the previous round. So in the top of this stitch here we do a half treble, So that's the first part of the square done, 2 rounds. So now we cut the yarn, pull through, and we're ready for the second colour. So from now on, we're only going to work on 2 sides of the square. We're not going to go all the way around. So we start we've already turned the work over from the previous round. So in this corner, we're going to start with a standing treble. So to do a standing treble, we start with a slip stitch on the hook, and we just work a treble into this space as normal. We're just not attached yet. So keeping hold of the loop that's already on the hook, yarn over through the hole, yarn over, pull through 2 to give 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, always keeping hold of this one so it doesn't twist around, yarn over, pull through the final 2. So now we have a full treble in the first corner. We need 2 more trebles. Then in this space, the first space on the first right side, we do 3 trebles. Now we get to the corner, we do 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles, as in a normal corner. So this first part is exactly the same as we would be on an ordinary granny square. The only difference will be when we get to the next corner. So the 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles in that corner. Along the side now we need 3 trebles in that space. When we get to the next corner, first of all we just do the 3 trebles for the first part of the corner. Then we're going to do 3 chains and turn the work. We're not going to complete that corner like we normally would in a granny square. Then we're going to work back along. So in this first space we do 3 trebles. In the next space, also 3 trebles, just like you would in a normal granny square. In the corner, you do 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. And in the next space, 3 trebles. This space, the final space, 3 trebles. And then we need to create a space here, ready for the next round. So in the last stitch here, the top of what was the first treble, in the top of that stitch we make 1 treble and cut the yarn and pull the yarn through the final stitch. And we can already see we're starting now with the mitre, because we've only worked on 2 sides and the centre is now already off centre. So then we're going to turn the work over again and we're going to start in this space with the next colour. So again we're going to work on these 2 sides with the next colour. So you take your 3rd colour, start with a standing treble, so with a slip stitch on your hook, and then in this space here we're going to do a standing treble and 2 ordinary trebles. Then in the next space, all the way along, like you would in a normal granny square, 3 trebles in each space till you get to the corner. 3 trebles in the next space. And we get to the corner. Again, it's 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. And along the side, 3 trebles in each space. So 3 in that space, 3 in this space. And then 3 in the final space that we created on the previous row. So because we're going to carry on in the same colour, we do 3 chains, turn the work, and in the first space, 3 trebles. Once again, each space along, 3 trebles. And when you get to the corner, 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles, as always. And then once again, all the way along the side, 3 trebles in each space. And finally, at the end, in the top of the standing treble crochet we did, we're going to put a treble crochet to make the space to be able to start on the next row. So we put your yarn and pull through the loop to finish off. Okay. So you can see we're building up just on 2 sides here. So I will now start another 2 rows with the first colour. To make the square the same size as all the other squares in the series, I just need 2 more rows and then the final border. But if you want to, you can keep going if you want to. Just keep turning after each 2 rows, change the colour. And then when you're ready to do the border, pause the video now, and when you're ready to do the border, just come back in. So I've done the final 2 rows on my square. You can keep going as far as you like, but if you're wanting to make the squares all the same size to make a blanket at the end of this series, then this is how many rows you need. You need the first 2 rows in one colour, and then 3 lots of 2 rows to make the right size. And then we're going to do a border all the way around to make it exactly the same size as the other squares. So for that, we need to take another colour yarn. I'm using the second colour in this case. You start with a slip stitch. We're going to start with a standing treble. I'm going to pick this corner. It doesn't matter which corner you pick, but I'm starting in this corner. So we start in the same way as before with a standing treble and 2 trebles in that first corner. And then all the way along, as normal, we're just going to do 3 trebles in each space. one more space, 3 trebles, and then when you get to the corner, it's a little bit different to a normal corner, but you treat it exactly the same. This is the space we're going to work into, and we're going to do 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles, just like a normal corner. And then down this side, although it looks a bit different to normal because we've got the ends of the rows, we have the same number of spaces as we would normally have, as we had down this side. We've got the same number of spaces. So we're going to do the same thing as normal in each space. So in this space, this one, this one, this one, we're going to do 3 trebles, just like in the normal granny square. One more space. Then we get to a corner. So as always, 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. If you haven't tied in your ends yet, like I haven't done, just make sure you don't catch up the extra loop. 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. And again, all the way along. Well, the spaces look a bit different. There's the same amount of spaces as there would be in the normal granny square. So in each space, we do 3 trebles. I've still got my ends here. If you fasten in all your ends as you go, after you change each colour, you wouldn't have the problem I'm having here of avoiding the ends. 3 trebles. 3 trebles in the final space. And then back to a corner, which again is not a normal corner, because this is where we started one of the sideways rounds, but still we treat it exactly the same. So this space here, we do 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. And on the final side, once again, 3 trebles in each space. And then we get back to the corner we started in, so we need 3 trebles to finish off that corner. And then finally a half treble into the top of that first standing treble crochet. So a half treble, and then we have the whole square neatly finished off, so it's the same size as the other squares. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing. And if you want to be notified of the next episode, episode 4, which is going to be a front post granny square, so a granny square with more texture in it, then please turn on the notifications as well so that YouTube will notify you when this video is released.